Hi everyone, meteorologist Chad Evans here with a look at your daily weather forecast video, sponsored always by Trent Johnson State Farm. Trent is my agent.com, making sure my mic is okay. The other day, when I had a sweater on to try to keep warm, my mic was rubbing against this sweater and producing a sound. So I'm making sure that it doesn't produce any noise here. So I think we're in good shape. But it's especially after being sick, it's hard to get warm. I'm still chilling. I'm still very cold, regardless of the temperature wherever I go. But at least outside today, it's okay. We have some colder weather ahead. We've had one batch of cold go through. Now we've moderated and warmed some. We've got another batch of cold to get through, but we also have multiple opportunities for snow and a little bit of ice as well. Now the real brutal cold, rather than it being released and just diving southward freely, will tend to try to come south. Then there'll be a dam that holds it up, and then it will start to migrate back north. So that's some good news on this forecast outlook. But it's also going to get much wetter, which is some good news too. But there could be some heavy rain in the forecast. Eventually, we're going to get some severe weather. I'm starting to see about 3 periods where we've got some severe weather risk that we need to monitor in March, especially late March. That's the higher risk, but there are some other risks early March even that I'll show you here in just a second. We've got some big warm-ups coming up as well, especially mid-March, where 70s to 80 degrees are looking likely. And once we get past all the warmth, all the heavy rain, all the severe weather risk, all the snow we have, I think the very end of the month will shape up colder with some hard freezing and maybe one last little hurrah of some snow. Speaking of snow, we had some this morning down in our southwest, anywhere from a trace to an inch of snow. Vermilion, parts of Fountain, parts of Montgomery, Park counties, far southwestern or western portion of Warren County. I know Tim Garbison up in northwest Fountain County reported a dusting of snow this morning. But parts of south central Indiana, southeast Indiana got 3, 4, 5 inches of snow this morning. Like Interstate 69, Interstate 65, covered in snow this morning. But this is melting away pretty quickly there. But some heavy snow south of our area during the morning hours. But that's long gone. We had some sunshine for a while. My hope was that we would see the clouds just continue to decrease during the day and us eventually go mostly clear by mid-evening. But we've got this batch of cloudiness that's just kind of hanging on over the area. We even had a sprinkle or two, so it's going to take some time. After a little sun initially, it's going to take some time to really get a decreasing cloud trim, but it will happen. But it's going to be this evening and into early overnight before that does. You can see the clouds around on 65 and 28 and on US 24 near Goodland, with temperatures at 39 Rochester, but it's 44 Lafayette, it's 45 down at Covington, 47 Lebanon, 48 Sheridan, and we're hanging at 45 at Frankfort and 42 Kentland. So not bad temperature-wise today, but it's going to warm up rapidly tomorrow. Now tonight we tank into the 20s, some patchy fog around and a good frost as well. But our version of a Chinook will take place tomorrow. Now it's already going to be warming up some ahead of this little cold front coming in from the northwest anyway, with a little clipper system coming through. But if you get the wind just right, and that wind is a dry wind that heats up well, if we get the wind southwest and then south and then turn it more to the southwest, we get the highest elevations of the Ozark Plateau for that air to rise upward and upward. And then once it gets to the Mississippi Valley and the glacial till plains of central Illinois and kind of the dissected glacial till plains of southern Illinois, that air goes down and sinks. It drops like 3,000 feet down, and as it sinks, it warms. And a really great example is I always call it the St. Louis to Jacksonville, Illinois bubble or streak, because if we get that wind just right off this higher terrain in the Ozarks, that wind is pulled down and it compresses as it goes into the Mississippi Valley, and you get this area of enhanced warming around St. Louis. I mean, I've seen it where St. Louis will be 85 degrees, and not necessarily around the urban heat island either. We're talking like east side of St. Louis, west side, north side of St. Louis. It's not just Lambert Field there at the airport, but it may be 85 at St. Louis, and then it's say 76 or 72 south of St. Louis. It's that, we call this adiabatic warming. We're not putting the warming into the system. We are warming the air by the air moving down and compressing. And as that air does that into St. Louis, you can go from 20s to 70s like that. Your humidity drops rapidly. I've seen it more than once, even up into central Illinois, and even down here at Poplar Bluff, Missouri. If you get the wind just right off the Ozark Plateau, it will compress. You get a little chinook into Poplar Bluff, and I've seen it be in the 30s in the morning, and Poplar Bluff soar to 85 in the afternoon in that pocket where that chinook type wind is best amplified, best done, if I can, I'm grasping at words after it's COVID brain, I call it, because it messes with your, COVID always messes with your brain a little bit once you've had it or just thereafter. But you get the idea here. This streak of warmth, as the wind compresses into that bowl around St. Louis, we'll have a strip of warmth here with temperatures in the 70s even in parts of Illinois and parts of Missouri, especially around St. Louis tomorrow, and that warmth will translate into our area, where we will see readings upper 50s to as high as 67 tomorrow after lows in the 20s in the morning. A lot of it due to adiabatic warming, sinking air. But we get a front that goes through tomorrow night. That front goes through with maybe a shower or two if we can moisten it up, because remember, that wind is going to dry things out. High fire danger, grass fire danger tomorrow afternoon as well. So if we're lucky, we'll get a shower or two tomorrow night with the first front. Second front comes in later Saturday, and with that one we got a little clipper here, and yes, indeed, an area of accumulating snow. This particular model wants to bring some snow showers in here. So a few rain showers first, and then snow shower Saturday night. Now, it's unclear if we're going to get any accumulation from this. You can see here, it's possible we get some dustings, maybe up to a half an inch. We'll wait and see. Keep an eye on it and let you know, but obviously colder weather will be coming back in. And with that colder weather, brutal cold up here trying to settle south, we could have accumulating snow late Sunday, Sunday night, Monday. Maybe even a little ice. Amounts are uncertain, but the potential is there still for accumulating snow. We'll wait and see if it's a couple inches, several inches. It's hard to say right now. And then perhaps a little bit of ice around Tuesday, and then it warms up. The brutal cold is going to be pushed northward, and we're going to get rounds of rainfall and even a few thunderstorms as the warmth moves northward next week. So rain on Wednesday, some rain on Thursday, some more rain, even some thunderstorms around, and more rain and some thunderstorms around a week from this weekend. So that rain is really going to add up as we see kind of a blocking ridge in the southeast, the cold bottled up here, and there just being a battle zone right over our area, but the front is far enough to the north. It's not going to be an ice storm. It's going to be a lot of rain. We'll be on the warmer side of things, and we've got to watch not only rainfall amounts, but the potential is there to get some severe weather perhaps next Saturday, but especially in that 10th to 13th time period, and then closer to the first day of spring. But the rain will add up. This is a wet weather pattern, anywhere from 4 to 6 inches of rain over the area between now and the 22nd of March. And it's a battle, right? So cold phases of the East Pacific Oscillation. The Arctic Oscillation is a cold phase. The MJO is a cold phase. WPO is a cold phase. We have the stratospheric warming event that sends Arctic air southward. That's a cold phase. But look what's a warm phase. The PNA and the NAO is in a very warm phase. So we've got a battle. The PNA and the NAO are pushing back against the cold. The cold teleconnection saying not so fast. The battle is on. When you take a negative AO, a negative EPO, even with a positive NAO, it's still cold here. So this NAO's got to be strong to thwart the cold, and look how strong that is. Very strong, the strongest in several years, way up there. So with this really positive NAO and a really positive or really negative PNA, what you end up with is a lot of warmth down here that's trying to come this way. But remember all the cold teleconnections? Right there they are. This is brutal cold. I mean, this is like 40 degrees below normal in Canada. Just brutal. And 2 rounds of it too, all up here. And it's trying to come south, but the warm teleconnections are saying, nope, they're trying to move northward. So it is a little bit of a battle that is going on. The cold starts to win out, and then the warmth will begin to win out more and more. So after 20s in the morning with frost and some patchy fog, we start to get that wind blowing in ahead of the front, blowing off the Ozark Plateau, warming as it compresses and descends, and the air dries out. The grass and forest fire risk goes way up tomorrow afternoon as the winds kick up and we skyrocket to 63 degrees with highs anywhere from 57 Kokomo to 67 at Morocco. The greatest compressional warming will be coming out of central Illinois around St. Louis off the plateau and coming up here into Morocco. 65 Remington, 58 at Lebanon, 59 Logansport, but 64 at Fowler. There's Saturday. So after the first front, Friday night, Saturday evening, Saturday night, second front, we're still going to be falling slowly on Saturday after 48. Again, we'll watch for some scattered rain and snow showers and maybe a little very minor accumulation Saturday night. Snow comes in later Sunday, breezy 32, snow, maybe even a little sleet freezing rain thrown into the mix on Monday, 28. Impactful situation here with snow and some ice. Little snow and ice later Tuesday, 28. 21 in the morning, but if the sky's clear Monday night, we could tank to single digits. Areas of fog Wednesday, Thursday as the warm, moist air overrides the cold ground with melting snow and ice. 45 Wednesday, rain, some thunderstorms. 55 Thursday, and the warmth will win out. Showers, storms, locally heavy rainfall Friday, Saturday. Gotta watch for a little bit of severe weather risk Saturday. And then it stays warm Sunday with 60s, and once we get closer to like the 11th, 12th of March, I think we're going to have 70s. And we may be pushing 80 degrees. We're going to have severe weather and heavy rain. Then we get a little lull for a while where it dries out, cools down, and doesn't do much. And then it ramps back up with big warmth. And then we get severe weather risk again closer to the first day of spring with temperatures back into the 70s to about 80. And like I said, after that, very late March, like 25th, 26th, 27th, hard freezing, maybe one last hurrah of snow.